Hello class, today we will be creating an account in cs2n.org, and let me pull up that website for you so you can see it. It's cs2n.org. We'll create our accounts, and this will allow me to see your progress on RobotC Virtual World. So go ahead and click on sign in and sign up, and then click on create new account, and pause the video and fill out all this information and then create the account. Now that you're signed up, go ahead and go to Google Classroom and go to our class, and then click on the link to join the class group in CS2N. The link can be found right below the cs2n.org link. Okay, now that that's done, go ahead and minimize your browser, and I need you guys to double click on RobotC for Vex Robotics. After you double click on that, this screen will come up, and then from there you click on Robot, Compile Target, so Robot, the tab of Robot, Compile Target, and then select Virtual Worlds. After that, click on Robot and Platform Type. Make sure Vex 2.0 is checked, and for Vex Robotics, make sure it's Vex 2.0 Cortex. Make sure that nothing else is checked down here. Sometimes you'll see natural language checked. You need to make sure that that is unchecked. After you do that, go ahead and click on New File, and after you click on New File, go to File, Save As. Now you can create a folder for yourself, so click on New Folder and just continue. Oops, sorry, wrong file system. Go to Documents, click on Documents over here, click on New Folder, and then name it your name and RobotC, and then double click on that file, open it up. Now you can save this file as my first program. Click on Save, and after you save that, you can click on Robot, and then click on Motors and Sensor Setup. Now select RVW SwerveBot and hit Apply. Click OK. Now let's go ahead and compile and download this program. After you do that, you will see the Virtual World window show up here. Now that the Virtual World window showed up, you can go ahead and go to log in to CS2N, click on that tab. Use the username and password that you signed in with on the cs2n.org website. So I'll go ahead and just use mine real quick here. Go ahead and log in. Now click on Robots tab. You can see that Vex SquareBot is the one that's initially selected. We are using Vex SwerveBot, that's what I assigned. Now click on Movement and open up Basketball Drills. Click on Start Activity. After you click on Start Activity, you'll notice when you push play, your robot is not moving. That's because you haven't programmed your robot yet, so let's go ahead and do that. Click on File and open Sample Program. Double click on Basic Movement and click on Moving Forward. Now click on Open. After you click on that, you'll have all this information here that you can dive through. All I want you to do for right now, I'll explain this information to you in just a little bit. I just want you to select all this, highlight all this by just left clicking and dragging down, or click on the top here and hold down Shift and click on the bottom. That'll select it all too. And then Control C here, go back to your My First Program tab, select the task main. We do not want two tasks mains, so then Control V, and that'll put the task main from moving forward over here into your first program. Control S saves your program. Now compile and download to Robot. After you do that, hit play, and your robot will move forward for 1, 2, 3. However, it moved a little bit too long and hit that line, so we're going to hit try again. Now we have to decrease the time limit here. So let me read this program to you. What this program says is this is the start of task main here, and you can tell the start of this program task main at the curly brace here. So this is the main method. At the ending curly brace here, this is the end of the main method. This is where the program ends and the robot stops. Programs are read from the beginning to the end. So how this is read, it goes task main program. Well, before that, it selects your bot and sets your bot to RVW swerve bot. Then it goes to task main. Then this begins your program. It'll wait 2 seconds. This is in milliseconds, so 2,000 milliseconds is 2 seconds. And I'm going to change this to 5. Actually, I don't need this. Let me just go ahead and delete this. Make sure I don't delete my open curly brace there. That's the beginning of my program. If I delete that, I'm going to get errors. I'm going to go ahead and delete this here. What this says is this moves the bot forward at full power. These are called comments. They are not compiled in your code. They're not run with your robot. So this says motor. So this is a pre-programmed word in RobotC, motor. And this is the motor that we are using. We're going to use the right motor. And we're going to set that equal to 127. And this curly brace is the end of our statement here. So this is called a statement. Right motor is a name that's given in our motors and sensors setup here. So if you look at motors, right motor is plugged into port 2, and then left motor is plugged into port 3. Now I can rename these if I want, but I'm going to leave them the way they are because this program's already done for me. But if I rename it from right motor here, I have to rename it to something else or rename it to whatever I named it above in here as well. So if that doesn't make sense to you, I'll go over those types of variables later. So we have right motor. We set the power to 127. That is full power. That's like putting your foot down on the gas pedal all the way to the floor. Left motor is at 127. That's again the full the pedal to the metal. All right. So, and then wait 3 seconds. If we didn't have this here, it would turn those motors on and then stop the program immediately. So we have to turn these motors on at full speed and then wait 3 seconds, and that stops the robot after 3 seconds. However, that moved too far, so let's go ahead and change that to 1500. Compile this program, download it to our robot, and hit play. So 1.5 seconds stops the robot right there. Now this is basketball drills, so we need the robot to go forward and then back to the starting line, then go to the next line, back to the starting line, and then to the third line, and back to the starting line. That'll finish this task. So how do we do that? How do we go backwards now? So what I need to do is I'm going to copy this part of the program here. I'm going to copy this. Now I need this ending curly brace moved down. I don't want to put anything below where the program ends. I want to keep this inside the two curly braces. So I'm going to paste my instructions here, keep my tabbing all the same, make my code look nice and neat here, and then I'm going to put negative 127 for moving the motors backwards at full power. So now my motors move forward at 127 and backwards at 127, so it's going to move forward for 1.5 seconds. And then move backwards for 1.5 seconds. So I'm going to compile that, download this to my robot, hit play. So 1.5 forward, 1.5 backwards. Go ahead and get your robot to do that. And now it's your turn. Go ahead and get your robot to do the rest of the task here. It has to go forward a little bit longer to get past this line and then go backwards. And you can just copy and paste the code and then just make sure that you don't delete this ending curly brace. Don't put any extra words out here because that'll compile and give you an error. So make sure that you do not get an error there. If you do get an error, ask another student that has done this program before for help. They may be able to help you out. Any questions? I'll be back on Tuesday. Thank you guys.